Right, guys, so here is a video on how to do your graph, right, for our, it's the all uphill simulation, so this guy right here, right? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the values that are shown in Classroom, right? And so we're going to go back and we're going to look at this here. So what we want to do, all these values here are all come from the simulation. Okay, so for like this one here, this is a 2 kilogram mass. And so what we're going to do is go here to 50 degrees, right? We run the trial, and then it's going to show us the value right here off to the side. So that's 15 newtons. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that there. Okay, and so, right, so that would then go into my chart here, right? So that was at 50 degrees, right? And so we would go through and we'd put in 15 degrees, right? So like right there. So all that is going to be filled in by the chart. Now to find your displacement, right? So your displacement, what you're going to do is you're going to type equals 1 divided by the sine of over here, which is just going to be A1, okay, which is off to the side here. Okay, remember we had to go through and we had to calculate these in radians, right? And so the way you do radians, I'll show you over here. So because sine and cosine, tangent, all that stuff does not work with degrees. Okay, and so what I'd do is I'd hit equals radian, open parenthesis, and that sign there. So radian of 30 degrees. Now I'm going to take that, I'm going to copy it down like that. So now I have the radians of all those angles. Right, and so now if I want to find the displacement, it's going to be 1 divided by the sine of 30 degrees in radians. Well, make sure you put equals, like I didn't do right there. Equals the sine of that one there. Okay, and so that should be of 2. So now I'm going to take this all the way down. Okay, so now off to the side here, you're going to hit equals, right? Remember, work is equal to force times distance, right? So I'm going to say equals C3 times D3. Okay, and so that's going to calculate the amount of work. Okay, and once I have that there, I copy all those down like so. Right, and so now that I have all those there, now for my graph that I want to create, right, I want to go through and I want to copy this information here. So I'm going to copy that. So I can right click, go to copy. Right, and so what I can do now is I can go over and I can move, make a new spreadsheet or a new sheet. Okay, and so then I go over here and I go to paste, but I want to not just paste regular, because if I paste regular, oh, I guess that does work. So it goes like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to go to insert a chart. Okay, and then you wait for it to load. Now for mine, it already kind of calculated this here. Okay, and so what I want to do is I want to click on the data. I wanted a scatter chart. Right, and so because I highlighted the tops of these, it's already going to put in the labels for me, the angle and the force. Right, so down here is force, up there is angle. Okay, so I click on the data. Okay, and then what it's going to do is it's going to give me this new deal that comes up. I'm going to put trend line. Okay, and now this isn't linear. Okay, so here it's going to be a polynomial. Okay, and so what I can do is I can go down here, go to r squared. Okay, it shows it's exactly equal to 1. So that tells me that's the exact angle of this. Okay, so now when I have this, this is what I'm going to actually put into my graph. Okay, so I can change its side, I can copy it, I can paste it. Okay, Control C. Right, so that's going to go into your lab report. Okay, hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, you can always text me at 81010 on Remind.